You're listening to the Learn English Through Football podcast. Hi there, everyone, and welcome to the show for all those who love the beautiful game of football and who want to improve their English language skills. My name is Damon, and I'm talking to you from a beautiful, sunny Tokyo. I hope you are well, wherever you are. Now, listener, did you watch any of the European competitions this week? There were some cracking games, and one of those games gives us this show's football phrase, X-goal thriller. We'll look at that match between Manchester United and Lyon in the second leg tie in the Europa League. After that, we'll have a look at how Damien, the other half of the Language Caster team, and I did in the predictions last week.
Hola, soy Sergio Durán de Multilingua FC y estás escuchando languagecaster.com.
Yes, you are listening to Language Caster, and thank you for that message from our friends at Multilingua FC, who are also interested in language and football. Check them out if you have time. Listen to the other messages or stingers in the show and see if you can recognize the language. We'll have the answers at the end of the show. Here's one to get you started.
شما دارید گوش میدید به languagecaster.com.
Okay, let's start. We are looking at a common phrase in football to describe an exciting game. X-goal thriller, where X is a number. So, 5-goal thriller, etc. A thriller is an exciting game, usually with lots of tension and maybe a dramatic winner late in the game. It is dramatic, exciting, pulsating, all adjectives used to describe a thriller. To make the complete phrase, we add some detail, the number of goals. So, 5-goal, 6-goal, 7-goal thriller. Now, this is just my opinion, and I wonder if you agree with me. I don't think we should say 3-goal thriller or 2-goal thriller. Of course, a game can be a thriller even with only one goal. It can be dramatic and exciting, but this phrase uses the number of goals to emphasize the fact that this number also made the game exciting. It was exciting because there were a lot of goals.
Ikaw ay naminaw sa languagecaster.com.
Now, one match this week in the Europa League certainly had a lot of goals and was certainly exciting. Man United and Lyon were involved in a 9-goal thriller. Yes, 9 goals. The first leg ended 2-2, and Man United looked in control of the return leg at half-time after scoring twice to make it 2-0 and 4-2 on aggregate. However, Lyon fought back with 2 goals of their own in the second half to make it 2-2 and force extra time. They also had a man sent off for 2 yellow cards, so had to play extra time with 10 men. Incredibly, Lyon were the more dangerous side, even with 10 men, and struck twice to make it 2-4 on the night. This was already a 6-goal thriller. United looked like they would be dumped out of Europe at the quarter-final stage. Here is what the BBC wrote. United appeared to be heading out of the competition in the worst possible manner as they tossed away a 2-goal lead in the space of 7 minutes before conceding twice in extra time. However, the English side made an amazing comeback with 3 goals, 1 in extra time and 2 in time added on in extra time. Maguire's header at the death sealed the win and broke the Lyon players' and fans' hearts. What a game! A 9-goal thriller.
Tá tú a géisteacht le languagecaster.com.
Now, what about a match that, for example, ends 5-0? This was the scoreline at St James's Park this midweek when Newcastle thrashed Crystal Palace. Is this a 5-goal thriller? Well, no. There are a lot of goals, but the match is one-sided. One side dominates the other. This is a thrashing or a hammering. A 5-goal thriller has lots of goals and both sides are competing. It usually has a late goal or goals to decide the game and is maybe a seesaw game. This is when one team is on top and then the other team and so on. What's the best X-goal thriller you've seen? Mine is probably Liverpool 4, Newcastle 3 in 1996, a 7-goal thriller, which was a seesaw game with a time-added-on winner.
你依家收聽緊 languagecaster.com.
Right, next predictions. We don't have any this week to look ahead to, but we'll take a look back at mine and Damien's predictions last week. First up was the big game in Germany, Bayern Munich hosting Borussia Dortmund. Both Damien and I went for a Bayern 2-0 win and we were both wrong. The match ended 2-2, so they shared the spoils. No points for either Damien or me. Not a good week for both these sides as they were also knocked out of the Champions League. Bayern were beaten 4-3 on aggregate by Inter, and Dortmund, despite a 3-1 win, were beaten over 2 legs by Barcelona 5-3. Next was Liverpool, who hosted West Ham. Damien thought it would be a comfortable win for the Reds, maybe 3-0, and I went for 3-1. It was a 2-1 win for Liverpool, but they had to work hard, and it took a late winning header from their captain Virgil van Dijk to bag the 3 points. 1 point each for Damien and me. The last match we looked at was Lazio versus Roma. Damien predicted a 2-1 Roma win, while I went for a 1-0 Lazio win. Neither of us were correct, as it was a 1-1 draw, a classic derby result. Not great predicting from the LanguageCaster team, but I still hold a 4-point lead over Damien in the title race.
지금 여러분은 languagecaster.com을 듣고 계십니다.
Right, remember to contact us via email at admin@languagecaster.com if you have any questions about the language of football or if you have some feedback on our podcast. Check out our website at languagecaster.com and explore our football language forum, where you can ask and answer questions about all kinds of football language. There's also our huge glossary of football terms with hundreds of expressions, phrases, and cliches about the beautiful game of football. And finally, please help us by spreading the word about our podcast and our site. Give us a like and follow us on social media platforms like Instagram, Facebook, Blue Sky, YouTube, and many more.
皆さんは languagecaster.com を聞いています。
Yes, you are listening to LanguageCaster, and that message or stinger was in Japanese. We have also heard stingers in Spanish at the start of the show, followed by Persian, Cebuano from the Philippines, Irish, Cantonese, and Korean. Today, we looked at the phrase 9-goal thriller, used to describe a seesaw game with some dramatic late goals. And that brings us to the end of the show. Enjoy all the football. Ta-ra!